Before I begin, I recommend you watch this whole video till the end because I talk in depth with examples answering the most three common questions that every real estate beginner investor goes through. After watching this video, if you would still have questions on this particular topic, please join my private Facebook group and post your question. I would be happy to answer. Let's get started. I'm Hari, a real estate investor and a developer. Best place to invest around Triad or Raleigh or Charlotte or other vacation homes, other places. Rakesh from Meetup Group asked me this question. He also asked, should I invest in residential versus commercial property? Other better way of investments, and also want to check on current market as interest rates are so high and also prices are high. Is it better to wait or something like that? Just pause the video to read these questions if you have to. He basically have the three most common questions I get asked a lot. Location, the type of property to invest. Is this the right time to invest? Let's start with the first question. Even though the question is about a few particular cities in North Carolina, the details that I am about to share works pretty much anywhere and any market condition. The short answer is it absolutely depends on how much money you are willing to invest, your expectation on positive cash flow, and the time you have in hand to dedicate to do real estate. Let's look closely. You have to take a two-phased approach here. Mindset and expectations. Setting up your mindset with the reasonable expectation is key to prepare yourself before you search for your first real estate investment property. You miss this step, you'll be wandering around like a baby and make no progress. I know it may sound silly to you, but I personally lost about 5+ years because I didn't approach it with the right mindset and had an expectation, oh, let's just go do real estate, it will make money. So pay attention. I'm sure when you decide to invest in real estate, the very first thing that comes to your mind is that real estate investment is all about location, location, location. That's absolutely true. If you think about it, you can just always go buy in the best location anytime. But would it be profitable? You cannot just go buy a townhome for $500,000 in the Charlotte market and expect to rent it for $5,000 to cover your mortgage and make 10% annually. Also, coming up with that much of money is not possible for everyone or people with all kind of financial background. This is not just true to Charlotte market but mostly anywhere. Especially in today's market, you will have a very hard time finding a property in a good location. Even if you do, it don't last long. You are competing with the people who are ready to pay whatever to get it as their primary home. No matter if it is a buy and hold for long-term rental strategy, buy to renovate and then flip it for a profit strategy. So how do you overcome this most common challenge that every beginner real estate investor goes through? Here is how you do it. Write down the investment goals and the expectations you have for the type of property that you are after. Something like, my interest is buy and hold for long-term rental and equity build-up. I'm not pressed for profit right now. I definitely don't want to come out of my pocket to cover the mortgage and expenses. And for the type of property, the type of home that I am interested in is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single family home within the maximum range of $200,000 with a minimum profit of at least 10% positive annual cash on cash return. I personally can talk the rest of the day why you should not buy a townhome or condo. So let's leave it at that. And most importantly, write down how much money do I have that is available to put down as a down payment. You need a 20 to 25% down payment to buy an investment property. In other words, it's called a loan to value ratio. Again, I'm screaming at you, do not skip this step. Once you have that written, you will be in a much better position to realistically approach your search in purchasing your first real estate investment deal. What is a deal? We were talking about a property, right? So why did I say deal instead of a property? To do real estate investment, you need a deal, which is paying below the market value of what it would sell for, not buying it at the cost where you are competing with the public who is ready to pay whatever to get the property as their primary home. So what makes it a deal? Property that needs TLC or heavy renovation. TLC stands for tender loving care, a term that is widely used in the real estate market. TLC is typically a minimal renovation such as paint, some windows, etc. etc. When a property needs some work to be done to make it habitable is when the seller is actually motivated to sell it for a lower price than the current market value. Usually for a properties like this, you are competing with other investors, a lot of them. Writing this down helps you to make a quicker and easier decision instead of blaming the market or not finding the property that meets your criteria within your budget. Not only that, your realtor, lender absolutely needs this information, especially how much you are wanting to buy it for and your financials. It makes their job easier and also motivated to work with you and find you the right deal that you can close. If you fail to do this, you are not clearly thinking or analyzing how much money you have in savings or how you are going to come up with that money money that your lender will approve for you to use as a down payment. Whether you want to do this once or repeat it, this exercise is key. I cannot insist enough. Failing to skip this step, your real estate investment will just be a wish to get started in real estate. Because that's what happened to me that I missed 5+ years. Everything led me to believe that I needed so much money to get started, and I never really had that kind of money. It ended up with just a wish to do real estate, but I never really spent time writing it down or analyzed the market or asked the right set of questions which would have helped me to make better progress. That's why writing your requirement is very crucial and it makes you think better. I know several people for years looking for a rental property and they never bought a single one. The reason is there is no clear expectation set, or we all just tend to assume we'll just be able to go and start buying property. And when the reality hits you, you just back off and never make any progress. In this process, what we end up doing is waste people's time and energy. It's not the end result we all want. If you are someone who have money, the next thing that you would need to succeed in real estate is that you have the mindset to face all the challenges and also have a passion for it. At least find someone who is passionate and partner with them. It's completely a different topic which we can discuss on another video. I assume if you are watching this video, you are probably just starting out, and I'm pretty sure you are not willing to take on a lot of risk or trust someone random. You want to do this for yourself. I learned over time what works and what does not, and I got better at just looking at any property and figure out the numbers quickly to decide if that's something that's worth the investment, my time and my energy. At the end, my decisions have always worked out for me. Until you get better, you must always follow the process to run the numbers to make sure it is worth it for you and your investment goals. I know it may sound like a lot, but once you start, it will be interesting and will help you to make a better progress even faster. If you are not after the result, then you shouldn't be thinking about wasting your time and others just trying to be a wannabe investor. There are millions of them. Remember, real estate is not a one-man show. There are a ton of process, professionals, amateurs, and involved in this business. It takes a lot more than just money to succeed. Now we got that out of our way, so what should you do next? Let's get into action. Search for a property that meets your criteria and the budget that you have written it down. Select a few mile radius from your preferred location. If you find what you are looking for, go check out the property and move forward with the negotiation. If you do not find any property in your search, do not stop your search. This is where you either make it or break it. If you set your mind on a particular location, especially for the investment purpose, you are just going to be searching and wait with the assumption that you are not able to find any because the market is hot and you think it will slow down so you can find the property in a desired location. Or always come to a conclusion it's priced too much and it doesn't make any sense to buy it now. As a matter of fact, you will be completely wrong not to get started either way. Because guess what? If you cannot find one now, it will most likely never come at that cost that you are willing to invest in the desired location. So my best suggestion is to find a property by expanding your search or even outside the city. How far should it be? It don't matter. Anywhere you can find that fits your budget. An hour to 90 minutes drive from where you live is a great place to consider. Yes, I get it, you are asking. But how will I get the profitable cash flow and the equity build up if it is not in a good location? Outside the city are still best locations. Trust me, you can find plenty of great properties even outside the city. Sometimes it can yield even more better profit than the one that is inside the city. Guess what? Sometimes you may be even luckier to find a property that is move-in ready, which is being sold under the market value. So that's what makes it a deal. Remember, the ready to move in property that needs no work is most likely very competitive as you are competing with the general public. But it can happen sometimes. Once you lock in the deal, if you do a very good job on the renovation, that's a money-making machine. This is a 103 years old home that was flooded in the crawl space and the seller was ready to bulldoze a house for me to buy this property, which they said after I completed the renovation. It was in the market for 3+ years. Amazing location, an hour from where I am at. This is absolutely not a TLC deal, but somehow I have always had the guts to go after properties like this and took the risk. You have no idea how much you can achieve if you focus your 100% on something that you are passionate about. Just like any other property I have worked on, I took a leap of faith and did a renovation that people cannot ignore to notice. It is currently rented for $1,800 per month plus a pet fee. I bought this property for $175,000 and put about 80 to 100K in renovation. This property has 13+ acres of land that comes with it. This is what makes it a deal for me. To my knowledge, no one can find a property with that much land close to the exit for $175,000 within a few mile radius from Charlotte. Chipotle, Starbucks, it's all just right around the corner. Why did it not sell? God knows. But there are properties like that exist even in the current market. So please be willing to expand your search. That's a point that I'm trying to make. Once you find such property, don't try to be that landlord who expects just profit and don't want to spend enough on a quality renovation. I was always told over and over, cut your cost on renovation because it's just a rental home. Tenants will not take care of the property like you personally would. Regardless of all that, I always never compromise on the quality of the renovation. I always choose the best quality materials and labor because I always think about the people who is going to be there and I want them to be happy. Tenants do absolutely appreciate the details and love being educated of what you have done. All we need is just one good tenant. You will find them in no time who is willing to pay the premium rent. They want the best home and also the best landlord to deal with. So stop treating the renovation like it's just a space, but instead treat it like a house that you would want to live in. When you do that, tenant will be ready to pay the premium rent and everyone wins. I was told by a very experienced investor, if you keep overdoing your renovations like this, you are going to run out of your luck one day. Touch wood, I have not so far and I have done it multiple times. Even if that happens, I would still prefer to serve the 99%, not the 1% of bad people who can ruin it for you. They are everywhere, in every business. When you treat the tenants right, they always reciprocate. I take great pride that I am able to do this repeatedly and it works for me, both mentally and financially. This is not the only value that you get out of this. If you do an amazing job on your renovation, you as an investor have the power to change the market in that neighborhood or the city that you invest in. So don't get trapped by a myth that people will rent only if it is in a best location. People are everywhere and they all need a place to rent. For the most part, every location has its day of growth. Patience is key. You will figure this all out as you get started and take one step at a time. Most people never even get started because they all are trying to solve everything all at once. Don't do that same mistake. As simple as that. Set your mindset and expectations and act on it. This will help you to make progress. So next question, residential or commercial? Based on my personal experience, I have purchased one residential which was actually zoned as highway commercial. It is in fact in an amazing location too. I paid a premium for the property. After the TLC renovation, I could not rent it to a long-term commercial tenant. I tried it like for 6 months and everyone in the commercial market was lowballing me like crazy. Literally someone wanted to pay me $1,000 for a 1,000 square foot commercial space with a 30-car parking. Alternatively, I could have flipped it and made a good profit, but that's not in my best interest. I converted that space into an event venue. Because I'm passionate about having people use my space for their special occasions, I have always wanted to do such thing. So diversify. There are tons of strategies that you can implement in real estate. That's what makes this as one of the most interesting things that I have ever done. I would say it is not making the profit for the money and the time dedication that I invest in every day, and also it has become another business burden, but I'm taking the pleasure to continue to do it because I enjoy meeting new people in this business and it's interesting to me. The reason that I'm sharing this with you is because everything comes with its own challenges. Nothing is easy. That all said, would I ever buy another commercial or would I ever recommend to someone to invest in commercial? Might not. I would always choose residential over commercial. I am personally aware of two situations within my circle where people got out of their lease using COVID as a reason. Things like that makes it a higher risk. Also, the cost of running a commercial space is significantly higher than residential. But that's just me though. I hope that answers your question. So here is next and final question. Also want to check on current market as interest rates are high and also prices are high. Is it better to wait? I already posted a video on this very topic. Is this the right time to invest? The short answer is it's always now. I have the link in the description for that video that you can watch and hopefully learn more from that. So now that's a wrap. If you are interested in learning real estate investment, join my private Facebook group. I'm currently working on putting together a course that will absolutely help you get started in finding your first real estate investment property in no time, and various strategies that you can use to generate income. By joining my Facebook group, you will also be the first one to know more about the course and possibly get an early bird discount. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm Hari. See you in my next video.